the difference between what I want to I am and what I want to be. Oh, it's the hardest thing to come to grips with, really. And really, it is what it's all about. Because here's the thing. I don't even know that I'm doing this. That I am actually behaving according to what I want it to be, what I want rather than what it is. And it goes back to that line there. You want it to be one way, but it's the other. Fine. Like, that's hard enough to fucking get to grips with on its own. But when you don't eat the wrong way, you just have till it breaks itself. So, what I want to say is that I want to develop a standard. But again, there's that fucking word want. So there is a standard. As Quarry Seal is about. It's a standard, and that's what the insignia is about. It's about representing a standard. The first person who has to fucking live up to this standard is me. That's the hardest fucking bit. Now, what I'm gonna do, I just, like, this coffee has fucking, this coffee has helped in this, obviously this place, as per usual, has helped immensely. I don't know anything about Star Wars. All I know is the feeling. So what I'm going to need to do, or what I'm going to do, is I'm going to just start asking questions, and it's like soliciting people's support. I need people's support in helping me understand what, the lore and the characters and the history and all the things that this BBY thing, this before the Battle of Yavin, like this marker in time. Like, I don't know what the fuck the Battle of Yavin is or was. Fucking hell. If I can provide a standard here, on the first harmonic proxy circuit, if I can say this is Skellig Vihil here, right? This is the first Jedi temple here, and this is Skellig Vihil. This is the Avera Peninsula here. This is Dingle Bay in here, water. This is the Dingle Peninsula. Right now I'm like here. This is the Avera Peninsula. This is Skellig Michael, Skellig Vihil, First Jedi Temple. I want to. What I'm doing is I'm using this as a fulcrum for a standard, and I want to apply that standard back here. This is the first harmonic proxy circuit, and this is the trauma circuit. Is like an application on that proxy circuit, and that's where I'm doing the trauma conversion. That's where I'm doing that right now. So I want to use this. This is like the seal, the Scory seal. This is standard. So I want to base everything off of that. And it's definitely about Star Wars. The thing is, I'm starting to realize Star Wars isn't fucking kind of what I thought it was, and it's evolving. Like it's not what it was. Obviously, fucking look at what's going on with Disney, and even the EU is another kind of a version of it, and then before that the prequels, and like the OT then is almost like this. It's almost like the fulcrum. It's the standard by which everybody seems to be measuring stuff, And maybe and fuck them, like I don't care. But like maybe some people, have a different interpretation of what the OT is. It's almost like something that people used to whinge about, like all other expressions of Star Wars doesn't match up. So from this kind of mechanical point of view, that's my point of engagement, my point of entry really into this as a franchise, as a concept. People will always have their own interpretation of things. The whingers would be like, get over it, man. It's never going to be that again. Or you just want to go back. You've got this unrealistic, rose tinted glasses view of what Star Wars is, and people will find different ways to exploit and interpret certain things in order to support their own argument, and that's not bad. Like, that's just the way it is. It's like with fucking even Force Awakens, like Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers was saying that, like, he loved the Force Awakens, but after The Last Jedi, he can't even look at it again. People are saying now that, like, people are starting to fucking express big love for the prequels on account of what's happened with the sequels. Like, so it's all relative. Things are changing. It's part of the augmented histories strand of my project. But understanding that Star Wars is a fluid thing and it's always changing. Kind of that there is no standard really, that people are trying to keep a standard, maintain a standard, bring it with them, but it's almost like a better way for me to approach it is referencing a standard, using the OT as a reference. Rather than fucking something that you're trying to get back to necessarily, using it as a reference, fulcrum. This is big. This is a lot of progress. I'm experiencing a lot of progress here now. That's my track. That's where I came from. Let me zoom in. Yeah, so this is an interpretation that I didn't have yesterday. I'm very fucking I'm very fucking thankful and grateful now. But this morning, Jesus. So I'm even like using this morning my last stream there, where I was totally grumpy and disgruntled and all over the fucking shop. Using that as a fulcrum to grow and develop through this, and this stream is an expression of that. So, in light of and in the face of what's going on at the moment in the Star Wars world. My understanding of the most appropriate approach for me is that's what it's for. That it's on it is the intrinsic part of what I'm doing, and the whole power and potential efficacy of this proxy circuit. The fact that it's held at a distance, it's much easier to reference it. I mean, it's when you're on the island itself, it's an experience. It's hard to reference a reference point when you're on the reference point. It's no longer a reference point. So it's a whole different kettle of fish down there. I haven't been down there since, I don't know, since Star Wars started. I was down there. I didn't go on the looking out from not Valencia. Where down around. Can't remember the name of the place where the ferries leave from. Fucking that name always escapes me. But and it's got a lot to do with anticipation and the whole idea that it's the journey, not the destination. The destination you're going to treat as a reference point and use as a fulcrum to populate your journey. And then when you've done all the work and it all fits into place, you arrive at that point. And then your reference point becomes the journey that you've gone through to get there. And that's what results in climaxes and anticlimaxes and all that kind of jazz. We see on the movement front, even like I'm fucking packing up shit here now and spitting and farting. On the there's a movement protocol that that's appropriate for me, and it's ever changing as well. That's it. Actually, I'm focused on the movement protocol, the expression, whereas I should fulcrum on the reference point. I'm trying to maybe that's the point. Maybe issue I'm having on weld that. There we go. My stop codon is a reference point for the what is the driver of my condition, my Tourette's, or what's diagnosed as Tourette's, and even Tourette's itself as a diagnosis really is only a reference point, because it's not a driver. It's a condition. It's a it's an expression of an underlying condition in itself. It's a consequence, or what's the word? Like an effect of something. This is good. This is very good. I'm having a very good time here now with this particular trauma conversion set. This is the beach. Like this is not the only beach, but this is one of the primary nodes or loci on the set. And if see, this is the thing. If each of these nodes, like here, Clogher, and back in Dunvora over there, and then you've got Cumanole, you've got the multiple other points. These locations, these loci, it's the span relation between them. It's how you deal with them as fulcrums. Fucking hell. So, rambling. So basically, the upshot of all of this is there's no point in me like going to try and learn about Star Wars and then going telling people this is what I've learned, this is the story, this is what this means, this is what that is, this is what happened here. It's much more appropriate for me and more energy efficient to ask questions, you know, to behave congruent with the understanding that I don't know anything really right now, much at all, about Star Wars. And there's always going to be dudes, because it's such a fucking massive community, an expansive universe with such legacy. There's always going to be dudes who know way more about a particular thing than I do. So if I just use them as reference points, as fulcrums to adhere to a particular standard, a rolling standard, an ever-expanding standard, that's a community engagement that that's sustainable. Because nobody wants to be told, well, a lot do, but like this counterculture that's propagating right now is based on and populated by people who don't want to be told anything. And I know I'm telling you now this, but like, whatever. This is my interpretation that people don't want to be told shit in this particular movement. This is the movement that I want to engage in, because this is the one, the momentum. People like to be asked. People like to be referenced, rather than let's say lectured to, or I don't know, projected against, maybe. So this has been a very good set here. 21, 21, 21, 22. Yeah, this is what I'm going to do actually from now on. I'm just going to live stream a lot from the particular locations. Yeah, so like if my videos and on other platforms too, like Snapchat and Instagram, Facebook, I need to start using Facebook more, because I really appreciate the format of Facebook. I don't think, like, I haven't been using it properly. Yeah, I'm still in the process of understanding and learning how to use these platforms in an appropriate manner and how to manage the span relation between them. That's the key for me. It's not what you do on Facebook and then what you do on Snapchat. Like the way I take up what Gary Vaynerchuk does be saying is that, you know, your whatever content you're pushing has to be contextual to the platform. Understood, perfect. But for me, then it's another version of that. It's I'm using that as a reference standard. What I need to be doing for me is handling the span relation between the platforms. So whatever content, whatever format I'm putting out content on Snapchat, and whatever format I'm putting out content on Facebook, managing the span between those, how the information of my overall output, multi-platform integrated output, how that rolls between Snapchat, between Facebook, YouTube, and that's what Gary is talking about. But I'm only now really starting to understand this concept, and I had to run an extra layer development on top of that myself, in the spirit of link discovery. Really, you have to do that last little bit yourself. But using Gary Vaynerchuk's golden words of wisdom as fulcrums, as a reference standard, to then go and develop my own voice And that's, at the end of the day, in language that everybody can understand. That's what this whole process is about. Has been about and will continue to be about finding my own voice, and that's kind of what everybody, really is after. And anyone that you see that has achieved success, particularly today in the public realm, and it's kind of all the public realm now, because you'll be fucking doxxed. So the internet will put you in the public realm whether you like it or not. It's landing on your voice. When you take Will Smith, versus I don't know, fucking Logan Paul versus Casey Neistat versus Gary Vaynerchuk versus Kanye West versus fucking Donald Trump versus Alex Jones versus Anita Sarkeesian versus Don Lemon. Like, everybody has their own voice. It's the voice that sells. That's really, and like, go back to the religious texts like the Bible and stuff. It all comes back to the voice anyway. The Word of God, the voice. Even that show, that TV show, The Voice. It's all about voice. And my voice is definitely the one thing that I have not fucking managed to catch yet. Like, I've always had a problem with my voice because it didn't seem to fit or something. So in the process of zeroing in on that, and I suppose using the various fulcrums, things that I'm interested in, my likes and dislikes and all that, using those to account for a span relation between them, an overall mass effect, network effect, and that's the voice. So all this ramble chat is what's coming off of my understanding of the proxy circuit right now. And even all my terminology is just my voice, how I express my understanding of what, the proxy circuit and First Jedi Temple, Skellig Vihil, Skellig Michael. I need another cup of coffee. This has been very, very productive. Started off bad, but it's going good. It's going very well now. I'll be back later.